thing. It's like French tip gloves.
Also, they're like not every finger. So it's like forget your pinky tip, forget your ring tip.
Really stupid.
Yeah, it's just index, middle, thumb tips.
I don't get it. I don't understand. So what's the show? Ooh, that's why.
This is the Inconsistent Podcast with Rob Haze.
Inconsistent?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is this, like a freestyle part?
No.
Oh.
You don't have to freestyle.
Yeah.
It's just music.
Okay, yeah. Inconsistent. Oh, that's a real song.
Yeah, wait, look.
Who's this?
This is Gucci Mane.
Okay, you don't get flagged?
Nah.
Ooh, do that again. I've never seen someone DJ with a mouse before.
Yeah.
No buttons. He's clicking these.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We got Patrick Cloud in the building.
That was so cool.
Hey, man. Hey, you know.
You did all that with a mouse.
You got to work with what you got, you know. When you don't got tables and stuff, you just
that
got
looked really cool. People be shitting on the new age laptop DJs.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
You was like,
I figured out some stuff to do to make it sound all right.
Mm-hmm.
You got to work with what you got. That song was called Oppenheimer by Gucci Mane.
I saw the album cover.
Yeah. I think somebody made it. I think
Someone on
somebody
Twitter
was like, hey, if Gucci, you know, if Oppenheimer came out in 2010, this would be the cover. And then Gucci was like, I'm going to make it a song. The wild
You
thing.
think he paid him? Her?
I don't think, I'll pay the person that made
The cover.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Although,
so.
yeah, maybe after you sell the song, then the proceeds go to that person.
I don't think that works like that
Afterwards.
with the covers, the album covers.
It can if you
You think they get
share
royalties?
no, they don't get royalties, but just like, all right, hey, I ain't necessarily had the budget at the time, but now I got some budget. Here you go.
Well, he signed Pooh Shiesty, so I could see if he didn't pay. You know, it wouldn't be the craziest thing Gucci Mane's ever done.
Yeah, Pooh Shiesty likes to get it back in blood. Yeah. Oppenheimer, though, there's a lot of parallels between the movie Oppenheimer and the song.
I would hope so.
Yeah, because Gucci says, shout out to my brother, and that's basically what Oppenheimer's saying the whole movie.
You don't think he's talking about Oppenheimer, though, right? As the brother?
I think he's talking about, yeah.
Like, you think they met?
Who?
Gucci and Oppenheimer.
Like Killian? I think Gucci
I'm
knows so many
unfamiliar with the
Killians,
movie.
he's got to put, like, Killian Murphy full name in his phone.
I mean, Oppenheimer sounds like a German, like, enemy. Like, instead of the ops, like an Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
So I hope he went that route.
Okay. I think he just called it Oppenheimer. I think he already had a song in the tuck, and then it was like, thank you.
And just no reference to the whole album.
Yeah.
That's what it usually is.
Mm-hmm.
You have any Jamaican air horns?
You didn't see Oppenheimer? I don't know the nationality of the horns. I don't know where these horns are from particularly.
I think they're from Jamaica.
Okay.
Those actually sounded more
Yeah, no, these might be...
Massachusetts horns.
Yeah. Real Vermont horns right there, you
Didn't
know?
sound like a fun party. It sounded like something had to move.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Ooh, what's reload? A gun?
Of course. What else do you reload?
Cool.
It's somebody ripping off like the box top of one of them like 12-pack can things that just roll out. That's what reload is.
A what?
You know, like it's a square box and it has like cans of Coke in it.
Uh-huh.
And you rip off the top.
Oh, and then they roll forward?
Mm-hmm.
That was a cool
that's
design.
reload.
If you're like a stock employee? If you like taking
Like
inventory?
if you just hanging with your buds drinking Coca-Cola.
Do people call it that? Like reload me?
No.
I was hoping not. Hit the reload one more
I
time.
was trying to make a new definition for
and then,
reload.
And then gunshot. Let me hear gunshot. What kind of Western bullshit ass pistol was that?
Hey,
I thought it was
they
gonna be
really
boom.
They really monopolizing the good gunshot sounds, you know, like
That's
the
stock,
people
for
out
sure.
there. It's very hard to come across
Can I
some
hear it
quality gunshots. You really got to be in the know, you know, with the
It's like a sheriff.
Because the action movie people are like, nah, y'all not just gonna get gunshots like that for free. So this is the best one I can find
When iPhone was like
in the free market.
I don't know if it was the first one I had, but I had one of the apps that just had a whole bunch of gunshot noises. And you could scroll through. It was like a psycho Tinder. You could like swipe all the different guns, and then they had like little sounds. But it was like, in retrospect, I don't know. I wasn't editing videos yet. Like I don't know why I had it. It was just kind of cool.
When you hit it, did it look like a gun?
No. It would be like let's say it was like a Desert Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
So it would not only play the sound when you clicked it, it would like.
Oh, I had that. I had that app. Yeah. I also had the lighter for like concerts and stuff, and it's like, I'm gonna flick the lighter and then hold that up.
Did you ever do that at a concert, or did you just pull out a lighter like a?
I might have did it at a concert once.
Because the gunshot thing makes sense because you're not supposed to have those guns. A lighter app, it's really dumb.
Well, that's the thing. Nobody uses lighters anymore. Now they be like, put your phone in the air.
Right.
And it's like, no, wait, I got the app. Hold on.
That's because back in those days, like everybody was chain smokers. So when you said put lighters in your air, everybody had one and it looked cool. But now I personally think the phones look cooler.
Yeah.
But if you have a lighter app on the phone, what shows, the lighter or the screen?
The lighter.
But it's dark, so you might just see another screen, like a phone screen, you know?
No, because it's all blacked out, and then it's got the little flame.
Imagine that's how you found out you were old. Like you pulled out a lighter and everybody else had phones. It's like, times are a-changing.
I pulled out a lighter at the Usher concert.
You was at the Usher concert?
Mm-hmm.
Did he sing to you?
He came around, like he didn't sing to me, but he got close, you know.
Were you with a lady?
Yeah.
Were you scared?
I was with my fiance. I was not scared at all.
I always imagine in every Usher concert, the dude, if it's like a date, they want to enjoy the show, but when he gets too close, they're like, oh, like I could imagine everyone getting nervous, like, oh, please don't come over here, please don't come.
It's show
please
business.
Don't sing to my girl, please don't. Oh, yeah, she's gone.
Do y'all really think Usher's taking a girl a show? That's a lie. He did 2 shows that night.
Well, think about it like this. He did that with Keke Palmer, and they had a whole public thing. Imagine just the niggas you don't know.
All he did was come to her section and sing.
You don't. That's the thing. We saw that insecurity on a like a famous celebrity level.
Yeah.
Imagine just the random fine girls who are with their dudes that he does that to. Them dudes might actually not see those women again.
Usher's singing to everybody in the building.
Not when
Usher's singing and there's a girl there, I'm also singing along with Usher, enjoying the show.
But there comes a time where he sings to one person specifically.
No, he's still singing to me. He's never not singing to me. The whole time he's like, yo.
Well, that's why you didn't get nervous when he got close.
Yeah, because I'm like, yo, I'm here too. I'll be a superstar as well. There's more than one superstar in the building.
You a big Usher fan, I'm assuming?
I mean, I might have seen him live a few times.
What's a few? You know a few is 3.
Yeah. 8701 tour, Truth tour, and then the Vegas show.
Okay. So there's a few.
Yeah.
You knew the exact tour, so I'm assuming fan. How close were you?
Well, that's to let you know the timeline. 8701, that's 2002. He was on tour with Nas and Faith. So, you know, I'm telling my homeboy, I'm about to go see Nas tomorrow, you know. And then
you said you were going to the Nas concert?
Yeah.
How much did Nas do? How much time did Nas do?
You know, Nas did. He went up there earlier and, you know, he did.
He opened.
It was Nas, Faith, and then Usher headlined the tour.
Oh.
Yeah. But I'm like, yo, I'm about to go see Nas tomorrow, you know, Peace King. And then, and then the next tour, Truth tour, it was Sierra, Christina Milian, Kanye West, Usher.
Kanye opened?
Yeah.
Wow. Usher's a big star. Got Nas.
You just found that out just now?
Well, I mean, I didn't know that big ass artists like that did it like that. I always thought like a Kanye or somebody like that, or were like, I'm headlining or nothing, unless it was like a festival.
Usher went diamond.
Yeah. Did Kanye not go diamond?
Not that year.
Huh. Oh, what? Oh, this
is like 04. Peace Up, A-Town Down.
Yeah.
Throwing the chain, around his neck.
Green lasers.
Yeah, green lasers. Kanye didn't even have lasers yet. He was in school.
What was Kanye's first? Was Kanye's first laser when he was with the shawl in the desert? I think that was.
Yeah.
Was that Power?
Can't tell me nothing.
Yeah. La, look at all of these lasers now. I think that was the lyrics.
That's the original
version. The early version.
It didn't come out.
Wait till I get some lasers now.
Yeah. Jeezy was like, lasers? Yo, pull my voice off of that laser song. Let's see. We have that. That's more of a...
Well, it's not a laser. It's an EDM laser. DJ. You could say no too. You don't have a laser.
I don't know. I don't know what lasers sound like to you.
You went through Vox. Well, I mean, these are titled. You went through Boom. What does that say? Rowdy?
Like a laser can make a boom, though.
That was the closest thing to a laser. But that sounds like an old radio station about to start. Like, Power 106.
Power
DJ
106.
Fluffy.
DJ Fluffy.
I like how I was like, do you have a laser? And you were like, no, I don't have a laser. You just started clicking through
because
sounds.
I didn't want to limit what a laser sounds like. I didn't want to stereotype lasers. Yes, in media, they always make lasers sound like pew, 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 pew.
You have some sounds that identify
right?
Lasers.
But like maybe these sounds could also be a laser. Who's to say? Lasers is light, amplitude, synthesis, emitting radiation. It is a visual thing. You want a sound for a visual thing. It could be any sound because light doesn't make sounds. That's sound.
And that last part was kind of a good point.
Right.
Because all sci-fi movies have different laser sounds.
Right.
Even though the point of shooting a light and hitting something, it always burns for some reason.
Yeah. But it doesn't have to, like it doesn't have to do that.
Right.
That noise actually comes from a slinky.
What noise?
The laser noise.
Well, who did the original laser noise?
It was a whole team of people with recorders out in nature, just like tapping stuff and collecting sounds. If we're talking about Star Wars,
yeah, or
Star Wars.
So yeah, one of the guys for Star Wars, the sound designers, what he did is you would stretch. If you stretch a slinky out like really really far and it's really tight, and you flick it, that it'll make that like laser sound from Star Wars. You'll hear that.
But the slinky got to be from 1977.
Sure.
It got to be like...
Yeah,
so it wasn't a plastic one.
You can't just get no slinky from the store
no, it's
now.
gotta be metal.
It wasn't the rainbow one.
Because Slinky knows about this. And they not trying to have...
The rainbow one changed the game.
That's why my gunshots sound like this. Because the sound game is really
sound
monopolized.
like someone dropping something.
They monopolizing all the sounds. You just can't get a laser sound like that. I'm
Slinky
sorry.
Thing is crazy. That's a wild... That's what you think that you're doing when you're doing like sound design, but a lot of times it's just like footsteps and boring stuff.
Yeah, you did some sound design?
No, but I had a teacher who like went to school for Foley, and it was like his dream and all that kind of stuff. And then he finally became a Foley artist, and that was what it was. He was like doing a bunch of like tape and like footsteps and leaves crunching. You think you're gonna do like Mortal Kombat, like ripping apart cabbages for body parts, or like cool stuff like the slinky. I need a laser sound, but projects like that I don't think are like if you think about most movies.
Yeah,
so like, hey, I need Foley on The Notebook. Like nigga, what? Like, walking through leaves, crying, just like dumb shit. Packaging, opening a Hallmark card, just like dumb stuff.
Dang.
It's never like it's rarely cool.
I never think about the fact that they got to do that type of stuff too.
All the kissing is all Foley too. All that
really?
Noise. Yeah.
They're not like just recording the kiss.
No, it's someone kissing. It's someone like kissing their hand or their palm.
That's funny. Oh, I saw a video that went viral. It's just like this girl who's just fucking dumping on herself, like making out. Like she probably gets herself going, and then she smashes herself at home after work. It's got to be how every workday ends. You've been spending all day making out with your hand. The DJ session at the end.
You think so? You think that's what happens?
I think so. I think a lot of Foley artists go home.
You
and fuck
think
themselves.
nobody's professional? You think nobody could just do their job and go home?
No,
now,
they
so
do.
you think Foley
go
artists, you think Usher, you think everybody just gets horny from their job. You think the people at UPS be like, man, they must be in the boxes the way they out here holding all them boxes, man. They must be a boxsexual.
I didn't think you were going to connect them, but Usher, yeah. Foley, yeah. But I didn't say they weren't professional. I said they went home first, you know. It's not like they like turned the mic off and was like, let me get one off.
Yeah.
But
you think it turns them on. You don't think it's like, oh man, wake up in the morning, gotta kiss my hand again today, you know.
I think they ready.
I gotta put food on the table. This is for my kids.
I think they put breath mints in and everything. Like they get little butterflies.
Okay.
Like, oh, I'm nervous about my scene today.
Do they also like hold on to a breath mint so that they hand like smell better too?
It depends on what your hand's mouth is. You know, if your hand's mouth is here, if it's here, sometimes it's just the top of the hand.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of examples of this. I just have the one memory.
I got you. Patrick, you do a lot of different stuff. You are a podcaster. Mm-hmm. You are a comedian. You work with content.
Mm-hmm.
You are a musician, you know. What would you say? Like if somebody was like, hey, what's Patrick's like main thing? What would you say your main thing is?
Probably creative directing.
Okay.
That's what I do more than anything.
Yeah.
And I like to think of everything else as like ancillary because I think that's the job that I feel like people will always need.
Yeah.
And I think that you know, I think when I was like just starting, I don't consider myself a comedian. I didn't want to do that, you know. I just have no comedian aspirations.
But you do comedy stuff.
No, I do.
You be on camera making people laugh.
Yeah, I mean, I love comedy, but you know, I think that once I removed myself from it and I learned how to like make comedy, then I knew that was something I can do forever.
How you a person that makes comedy if you're not a comedian?
Because I don't have to be on camera.
But you be on camera.
No, I for sure do, and I think that's why I consider it ancillary. Because, okay, really, though, I started at All Def, and I was just 100% behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started working with people like King Kieran and Simone Shepherd, Slink Johnson,
mm-hmm.
and like especially like a lot of the big people on Vine that era. And yeah, there was one day that I was being nosy. I wasn't really being nosy because I processed the invoices, but I had to process this influencer's invoice because they did a Vine for like a car, like Honda or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was like $15,000. And Vines are 6 seconds.
Ooh.
So I was like, oh, this is lucrative? I thought these niggas were just playing on their phone. So I just started doing skits and like little things on the side because I was already helping people film in the office, helping them edit their own little skits and stuff. And then I just started doing it, but like I never really like cared about it. It was fun. And like on your phone, you can write the idea down, shoot it, edit it, and post it. So
yeah,
that was way more appealing to me than shooting with a camera up. Because I remember the first camera I bought when I like had a job and I started saving up money was a Blackmagic, and those are like really nice cameras, but they're like crazy high end. So if you try to bounce out, it shoots in something called RAW, and those files are so big. I would upload like little clips of a skit to my laptop and fill up my laptop. And I wasn't like having all types of hard drive and stuff, and I was just like, this is too much.
Yeah.
So the skits were just easy, and then once I found out it was like lucrative, I kept doing it. But more than anything, being in front of the camera lets you direct a lot better. Like it just puts me like now I know that like I can do a game that I make, and I know where it lacks and where I couldn't be funny, where I could be funny, and then when I direct that game, I know exactly how to talk to everybody.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it's like strategy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like learning. That's why I did stand-up, too. It's because I started working a lot with stand-up comedians, and I had some stand-up experience from college because there was like an old pizza arcade that we did stand-up in.
That sounds fire.
So
pizza, video games, and stand-up?
In our college, there was a building that had an arcade in the basement. CSUN.
C-Sun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forget his name. He was like the stand-up comedian on campus, and he also worked in the bookstore.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, we do stand-up we have a pizza party in the arcade and do stand-up every other blah, blah, blah. And I started doing it, and then we started doing it at Flappers out there. And it was fun because I loved stand-up, but I just had no stand-up dreams. Like doing an hour is crazy to me. Doing an hour special, like, is wild, even though people tell me like that's what a podcast is, like talking for an hour.
Yeah.
Obviously it's way more intricate, but I'm just saying like the idea of just talking for an hour is crazy to me.
I mean, yeah, but it's fun. Like it's kind of one of them things that, you know, it gets more longer form after a while. You got more to say, and then, you know, if you got an hour's worth of things to say, it's easy, you know?
I love it. I think it's so fun.
Yeah.
But I like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, getting out of there.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, at times that could be the most fun. At times the 15s is like perfect, because then it's like I can get across something, I can get into something, you know, that's a little longer, but at the same time I don't have it's not pushing my endurance and you know, everyone's focus. People's attention spans are so low. Mm-hmm. There's so many times you'll play a YouTube video for somebody and they'll tap the screen to see how much is left. And
yeah,
it's like,
immediately.
Yeah.
I have crazy little patience with videos a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Unless I'm like really into it and I like buckle down and I'm like, I'm watching this. A lot of times I'm those people who, you know, you got to get that in that 3-second retention.
Really?
Yeah, you got to get in those 3 seconds. Yeah.
What has to happen in the 3 seconds?
That's a great question.
Please rate all the questions I ask.
You have a survey after this?
Yeah. I would like to know my score by the end.
Almost everything that I have online, like especially with like All Def and everything, has a cold open.
Okay.
Because when I started studying TV and film, that was a huge epiphany to me, because I saw it happen. I saw people go from like, in West Philadelphia, born and raised, long ass theme song, to just like throwing you into the show.
Yeah.
And I saw it happen, but I never knew what it was or the strategy behind it. And when I learned that it was like, oh, I remember when, you know, I've never seen an episode of MASH, but I knew that when I saw that helicopter and that long ass intro, I clicked it off.
Change the channel.
Same with Roseanne, same with Cheers, all that stuff.
Wait. I'm with you on the Roseanne because of that theme song. With you on the MASH because of that theme song. But the Cheers theme song didn't keep you.
I'm talking about when I was a kid.
Yeah,
when I was a kid, I've gone back and watched Cheers. I know it's like considered one of the best pilots ever written.
Hey man, I'm talking about the song. When I was a kid, I liked the Cheers song.
I could see that with you.
What you mean?
I could see you watching MASH too.
You think I was drinking?
I wasn't going there. Is this?
Come on. First of all,
I remember
when
that.
you a kid, that
I'm clicking on.
You already like, nah. You like, wait, is Mr. Rogers? Is that you?
Man.
Who is that?
A bunch of white people pulling up to a bar that clearly has no good music.
Making your way in the world.
Hell nah.
Takes everything you've got.
Come on.
I was clicking the dragon.
No, I want to know how to make it through the world. You didn't want to know how to make it through the world? It takes everything you got. I don't even know what I got.
Nigga, if I'm a little boy, if a helicopter doesn't get me, there's no way a white bar is gonna get me.
It's not always helicopters. First of all, you just seeing old pictures of people at bars and stuff.
Oh,
so
even
now
worse.
It's like, yo, I ain't seen nothing move yet.
Even
I don't even
worse.
know. Is this gonna be real
Still
people?
pictures of
is
white
it gonna
people at a
be
bar?
them? Are these pictures gonna come to life?
Making your way in the world today.
It's growing on me.
Everything you've got.
Come on, man.
Hey, wait. Hey, play it again, but then add like some reload sounds and some gunshots. Can you do that while it's playing?
Yes, I can.
Come on, let's do it.
Yo, you overly creative directing me right now, yo. You
Who
off
wouldn't
the
hear?
clock.
You got Cheers and all these DJ things. I just
creative directing me right now,
wanted to hear
yo.
them together.
Yo, I got this, V.
Weak ass. ass. Hey. Yeah. Hit him with the gun. Bop, bop. Ooh. Hey. He's some air horns. Bitch ass. Bop, 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 bop. Give me your beer or whatever they rob at at bars. Woo!
Wait, what is this extra?
Ooh, loop check is in the mail. That's like a hard ass drill song. Check is in the mail. Bop, 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 bop. Damn, he got stood up. Oh,
come on with the guitar riff.
Hey, it's hard.
Come on.
Why you stop with the gunshots though? Keep it ignorant. Bop, bop. Bop, bop, bop. Fuck, nigga. Tear the club up. Tear the club up. Tear the club up. Tear the club up.
The morning's looking bright. Morning's looking
Woo.
Morning's looking
Woo.
bright. Morning's looking morning's looking
Hey,
bright.
come on, Kanye.
Morning's looking
Kanye
bright.
Rob.
Morning's looking
Come on, man. We
I'm
can
fucking
chop
with
it
it.
up too.
Hey! Hey,
Yeah.
nice.
Come on.
That was cool. That was hella
Hey.
cool.
That's what we do here.
Yeah, but cold opens.
Yeah.
Once they once they took all that bullshit out and just gave you a scene right in the top, then people will be like, oh, what is this? Then it goes to the theme song and you're like, oh, okay. Now I'm going
Gotcha.
to give it a chance. So that's what needs to happen. And I kind of need to get thrown in it, get a joke, get hooked somehow.
Yeah.
You
I've
know?
noticed cold opens are getting longer and longer on television.
Yeah, I'm
Like
kind of ridiculous
sometimes they'll be
sometimes.
like 5 minutes.
oh,
I'm like,
no,
yo,
that's the show.
yeah.
You might as well not include the opening intro.
No, then Charlie Wilson sings after that.
You
It's
can't
like,
just
all
go
right.
into- and everybody knows. You're like, it's 15 minutes in. I already know who did it. All right, so this is the Inconsistent podcast,
This
right?
is the Inconsistent Podcast.
So you gonna post this?
Yeah.
Okay. You post weekly?
Yeah.
It's pretty consistent.
I mean, it might get inconsistent, you know.
So you're basically saying to your fans, like, don't get attached to this.
I'm like, yeah. I'm letting them know, hey, one day I'm going to be too busy to do it all the time. I appreciate y'all riding with me while I have the time. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I'm not going to have the time.
That's what scares me about my Twitch channel.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's been some stints where I'm like, I just don't. And that, especially during COVID, I was on there for like 4-8 hours.
Yeah.
Chopping it up with my people, playing games. It was just like really cool stuff. But as time goes on, it's like that. I've been going pretty crazy recently because I had that thought. But like as time goes on, it's just like, damn, I hope I don't get too busy to do this.
I mean, I would hope that my audience also gets too busy. I would hope that we all flourishing out here doing stuff.
So you want to grow apart
Hey,
from your audience?
I don't want to grow apart. I want to check in them at a time that's convenient for them when they're like, yeah, he can only do once a month. I really only got once a month to watch now. You know? Then it's like every blue moon, it's like, oh, Rob's back. Oh, good. It's Christmas break. I got some time, you know?
Getting too busy for your fans and your fans getting too busy for you is hilarious.
That's us all growing. That's us all making money. That's us all
But you gotta
getting busy.
keep putting out stuff
you know
that
what I'm
keeps
saying?
them wanting to watch. That's what not losing your audience is, right?
Right. But okay, Michael Jackson been dead since 2009. He ain't lost his audience.
He's still putting stuff out in different forms. Like, not only are people like remixing his song, he has like people going on shows and impersonating him.
Yeah,
like he's so
okay.
impersonated.
I need a
Then
Rob
there's-
Haze cover band. If you're trying to be a Rob Haze cover band, get out there
You do that for stand
and
up?
flood the streets, huh?
Isn't that like hated in stand up?
It's hated probably if you don't say, hey, I'm a Rob Haze cover band. If you just go out there and do my act and don't say anything, that's what's highly frowned upon. But if somebody would be like, man, I'm a Rob Haze impersonator, this town, Rob only comes once every blue moon, I'm about to start doing a Rob Haze impersonation and you throw Rob Haze some bread to do that, then nobody's going to have a problem with it.
I think it could work. Some people aren't really like impersonable, and I feel like people can do Rob Haze. You know?
Okay, can you do a Rob Haze?
No, don't make me do that.
Why?
You know, a really exciting part of wanting to jump on this show was part of me kind of wanted to see like if you really talk like that.
If I talk like what?
I wanted to know if it was a shtick. Like I'm almost like half hoping that once we cut, you're gonna be like, all right, thanks, my nigga. I appreciate you pulling up. I'm like, oh snap, he doesn't talk. Like that.
I might say that, but it would sound like this,
right?
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. As we go, I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure this is real.
Yeah. So you was coming to sniff me out? You didn't even want to. This
no, I mean, I was like excited about the show, but then I was just like, oh, okay, because I'll be watching like behind the scenes Marvel, and it'll cut to like the Asian dude from Doctor Strange. He'd be like, yes, it was a great show. I was a really, and I'm like, holy shit, he's British. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I'm seeing the curtain lifted so much. So I was just wondering, you know.
So you thought I was secretly British?
Maybe, or just like, didn't maybe like. You talked faster in real life?
Okay. You have an issue with the speed?
No.
That's
no
why
issue.
I love this medium. Because people can control the speed. When you listen to a podcast, you can put it on 2x if you want to. You can put it on 1.5.
I would sound too fast because I talk too fast.
But they can have their finger over the button. You talk, they on 1.
So like,
I
DJ,
talk this on 2. They can just
busy.
do that.
That's busy.
Yeah.
That's busy. No, I that's actually why I like your comedy, because I think that in stand up, a lot of people try to be. It's kind of like rap in the sense that like a lot of people try to be the top black comedians. You know? Like a lot of their acts are very, very similar. Like, and I would notice because back when I was going to stand up shows a lot, I would watch like the latest Chappelle special. Then I would go to a show and it would be like, it wouldn't be like the same jokes, but like mannerisms, stuff. Like because of how I watch and how I study stuff, I see that like, oh, that was this person, that was this person, that was this person. So I can see why it's kind of hard to have an act that's so original and be going up with, it's very similar to music in that way.
Well, yeah, but I feel like that's why stuff went away and why stuff like became, kind of stale. Because I feel like there's, growing up, we would see black comedy all the time. Comic View, multiple nights a week, Def Jam, all of that. And now, like, when I started, there was a whole void of black stand-up comedy on television. And so I just thought...
After Comic View, right?
Yeah, after Comic View, like, there was just the Ruckus stand-up at the El Rey, but then, when that went off, there was, like, nothing. And I was like, okay, what is it going to sound like later? What is it going to be later? Like, when I first started doing comedy was during the blog era of rap. Okay. So it's like J. Cole is coming out, and Wiz Khalifa, and Currency, and Wale, and
Christian Orange Juice,
Kendrick, and Drake. And so, like, seeing how they changed the mold of what rap could look like and sound like, I was like, that could happen in comedy.
Okay. So there was a lot of strategy with this.
Not necessarily strategy, but it was just kind of like, it just felt like it was time. It was like I always wanted to do it, but I always didn't feel like my voice would be able to be heard, And then I was like, I don't see anything like what I like in other spaces in this space.
Hey, Rob, could you lower your mic just a little bit? For the shop, you're good.
So what would you consider your style?
I'm all over the place. Like subject matter wise, I feel like I talk about everything.
Well, maybe not subject wise, just like style wise, because you can cover a bunch of different styles. I mean, a bunch of different subjects in this similar way, like whether it's sarcasm or dry.
People like they put those terms on me. I don't think I like any of them. Dry, deadpan.
Okay.
And I don't think I'm dry.
Dry is Tries a lot. I can see deadpan.
I don't know if I'm deadpan. I think I'm hot jumping out the grease.
I don't think those are opposites.
This pan kicking, sizzling. Watch out, you might get burned.
I don't want to ask if you know what deadpan is. I think they just mean more like you will say a crazy story without reacting like how your audience is,
Right, but internally I am. It's not even like I've got control. It's not like I'm like doing a conscious thing. Internally, I am Martin Lawrence in the 90s.
Like running all over the place.
Yeah, that's who I am on the inside.
How does that work?
I'm doing the stuff, but people don't see it.
Because you're not doing the stuff.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's a Twilight Zone episode. Basically, that's what my life is a Twilight Zone episode.
So are you basically saying that you want to do that stuff?
I'm not saying that I want to do that. I'm saying that I'm already doing it. You just can't see it.
What about when you watch tape and you don't see it?
Right. And then I'm like, oh, this is what they see. That's crazy. They think I'm not even moving up there. They think I'm just standing still telling jokes. That's wild.
I mean,
that's not how I remember it at all. I remember doing like a handstand and like humping a stool, and I was just up there standing telling jokes.
I hope you keep it suppressed forever because it's very funny. I like the style of, I think I'm doing it, but I'm not.
I have no control. Maybe one day the spell will be broken and I'll be out there being myself like I always am, but it would just look how it looks in my head to everybody else.
So when you say being yourself, is that how you are at home? Or are you kind of the same way, like keeping it in, I think I'm doing it?
At home, I'm Gabby Douglas. I'm flipping all over the place.
Okay.
I'm on the beams, you know what I'm saying?
But for real.
I'm sticking the landing.
Not inside. This is
for
like
real.
For real.
This is for real.
Okay.
That's how could you get me something out the fridge? I'm, hitting the moves, doing the gymnastics, then I get the stuff out the fridge.
So what if you had like a TV show? Would you be more like that, or would you be still like it's on the inside, but I think I'm doing it?
I think I would do what's most lucrative. I think whatever tests well with the audience. I think I'm gonna do that.
So you're not really yourself.
What you mean I'm not really myself? I am really myself. I don't have control.
Okay. Oh, so it's really just when that day you're filming, whatever your body will do.
Right. But I think at the right price, I could like
bump it up a little,
get some control. Yeah.
So what if you get a Netflix special? Are you just gonna be Martin Lawrence all of a sudden? Like if you get the bread, you're gonna be like, woo! I'm getting paid for this.
If it tests well, I'm going to try it like the not doing that, not breaking a sweat. Okay. I want to be like, if I ever wear leather on stage, I want to be like the least sweatiest wearing leather comedian.
Choice. That was crazy that was a choice for doing an hour and a half, 2 hours on stage.
That's what it showed. It showed dominance. Because it's like, I can afford to sweat this leather out. You not.
I've always wondered, like, does that do something, Because I've seen hilarious specials when people are just dressed like Louis C.K. wearing some bullshit,
Right. But that's his thing.
Right.
He couldn't get his jokes off in leather, I don't think. I think if you saw Louis C.K. up there with a leather outfit on, you'd be like, yo, I ain't buying this.
What's your special outfit? Like
my special outfit? If you were
doing like a Raw type movie.
If I'm doing okay, I'm thinking of it as like what's next, because Eddie had the leather outfit. Chris Rock made it a suit. He had a leather suit.
That's
Kevin Hart's had the leather on the sleeves, leather T-shirt. He's also had a leather blazer. So now it's like, okay,
leather's a thing.
People have had motorcycle jackets.
Leather overalls.
Lotheralls. That might be the move.
I think
that might be the next move.
It's the one thing that hasn't been done.
Yeah. Martin Lawrence had the leather baseball jersey.
That's kind of cool.
I'm trying. Yeah, it's tricky. So now has anyone ever done a leather dashiki?
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
It might be kind of hard to get those colors off, but
what you mean?
Dashikis have a lot of vibrant.
Black leather, but it's a dashiki.
But it's just black.
But it's black leather,
okay,
or it's red leather.
What about like a leather, like a cape?
Mm-hmm. Okay,
a
leather
cape. Done. Like if you kind of had a regular outfit, but the cape was all leather.
That's tricky because then you gotta already be the cape guy. You can't just come out with the first cape being the leather cape.
Why not?
Because then people like, why you got on a cape?
There's
but if you already become the cape guy,
then you
and
upgrade.
Then you get the leather cape. Now it's like, this is
he's
the
in
special.
arena mode. Yeah.
I gotta already be dropping clips of me with the cape on, just
I don't
doing
think it's a bad
spots.
idea.
It's not a bad idea.
I don't think
I'm not mad at the cape.
I think I would go see a stand-up comedian who had a cape twice.
I seen Bobby Brown wear a cape one time, and I was like, yo, that's pretty dope.
James Brown, too. A lot of Browns.
James Brown, they put the cape on him.
Right.
He never took ownership on the cape.
Right.
No accountability on the cape. James Brown made it seem like he not involved. He just did so good, somebody was like, yo, go put a cape on him.
Yeah, I always thought of it as like not a superhero cape. It always came off as like suffocating a fire. Like he was so on fire that they came and put
because they did this thing where James Brown looked like he was hurt, and he would be like bent over, and then they put the cape on him. He'd be like, "Oh, I can't do no more." And then he'd like rip the cape off and then get out there and start dancing. And
That's
stuff.
why I think it was
People
more
would
like for Flames. He didn't like stand up like, yeah, I have a cape on now and like keep it on. It was like douse the flames, and then he was like, I'm on fire again.
Oh, I didn't even think about it like fire, but that makes sense. Yeah. I think his first group was called the Flames.
Boom. Now we making some real life connections.
Now we really making some connections. Now we get And
you think about it, like he does the little shuffle thing. Hey, nice. James Brown had that too. He would be like, hit me. Bam, 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 bam. Are you searching James Brown?
Yeah.
That's so funny. A search in silence. He's supposed to have that queued up.
I'm supposed to just know that we was gonna get into James Brown,
or like typing while we were like laughing, like.
I don't like all this commentary.
Hit me. He didn't really have any verses too. He was just like saying stuff here and there. He was
James
low-key the first
Brown
rapper.
Really, really saying some stuff if you pay attention to what he's saying.
But he didn't have like full verses. It'd be like little things here and there. He's almost like he ad-libbed his own song and just kind of was talking to the band.
James Brown was doing what he had to do because he had to direct the band. He kept getting distracted because the band kept messing up.
I don't think they were messing up. I think he just wanted something specific,
Yeah.
Hit me isn't something you could really practice. Ooh. The pockets.
Come on.
Huh.
See, he talking. He talking, dog. He talking.
Was that like where you could cut it off before getting flagged?
Nah.
You don't care about the flag.
Why are you worried about flags?
I've been worried about that my whole career.
Don't worry about the flags, man.
You ain't never got one?
What you mean?
Like you put these on YouTube?
Yeah.
And they don't ever come after you for the James Brown?
I don't give them all that.
You don't give who all that?
YouTube. They don't get all that.
He records it twice, so he has a recording with the sound effects in it, and then he has just your guys' voices. So on YouTube,
they not gonna hear this?
They could hear it if they know how to hear it.
So during the cheers thing, we just gonna be like, pop, 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 pop.
To the people who don't break no bread.
That's hilarious. Yeah. So That's funny to have a show that's like all music based and then drop it without the music.
It ain't music based. It's inconsistent. It's based on whatever you bring. If you bring in musical energy, we gonna do musical stuff. If you bring in movie energy, we gonna do movie stuff. You bring book energy, we do book stuff.
You be dropping audio books on here?
No.
Oh.
We just talk about a book.
Are they in the library? Audio books?
Audio books in the library?
Yeah.
I don't know. You gotta ask a librarian.
No, I'm saying your library.
My library? Like I don't got a library. I just got a laptop.
Yeah, right. That library. Like if you search like the Energy Bus, would it pop up? Harry Potter.
What is the Energy Bus?
The Energy Bus is a really good book about a dude who. See, now we're in book territory. See how we did that? All right, so this dude, he has he's missing some things from his life.
Okay.
His car breaks down, and he's just like, he thinks it's the worst thing ever.
Okay.
And then he gets on a bus and starts commuting every day, and all of the characters in the bus driver and all the people become characters of the book.
Okay.
And they all like represent something, and it's really like a self-help book, like disguised as a novel.
Okay.
And its main thing is like how you distribute your energy. It talks about energy vampires who try to like take away your good energy. Mm-hmm. It's actually really, really good.
Who's it by?
I almost grabbed your phone.
Oh wait, no, we don't do that here. We don't Google nothing. We won't look anything up.
Well, I mean, Energy Bus. I think there's only one, so I don't be remembering authors.
Okay.
You know? I know J.K.
Rowling.
Up. And, Maya Angelou, good one.
J.R.R. Tolkien.
That's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Shakespeare.
George R. Martin.
Hobbit.
Game of Thrones and them.
I didn't watch that. Who else writes books?
R.L. Stein.
Charlemagne the God. R.L. Stein.
Yeah.
Kev on Stage.
Mm-hmm.
And Melissa Fredericks.
Mm-hmm. Gucci Mane.
He wrote a book?
Yeah. I think multiple.
Gucci Mane wrote multiple books?
You got to get an update. You know, one's a memoir, then it's like, well, you know, some cooler stuff happened after that.
Yeah, what age do you have to be to write your own memoir? Like, get over yourself. You're 27, like, writing a memoir. Like, why don't you wait a little bit? Unless you're, like, on some Tupac time, like, I'm not going to be here forever.
Yeah.
But update, actually, that's kind of a cool idea. I might start mine, because you might get old and be like, damn, I don't remember nothing.
Right. I think if you write throughout your life, then you'll have an idea of like who you were at those times. Do I do that? No, but it's not a bad idea.
You know, that's a cool thing about having a podcast too, because it's like you basically have a very, very consistent diary. Not necessarily you don't have a podcast. Just inconsistent, but you don't be getting on here and talking about your life all the time. But at least it shows you where you were at, what was going on at the time, thinking, your mind state. So it's kind of cool to have like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of episodes, like basically having like a weekly hour with people from for years.
Yeah,
it's cool.
That's the plan.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this a little over a year.
Was that for you doing it for over a year?
That was just
or was that for what I said?
That was for the viewers at home and the listeners.
Okay.
You know, that was for them.
You gonna keep that in there? I'm nervous about this part now because I feel like
what you mean?
I don't know what to talk about because I don't know if you're gonna just strip all the audio and now it's just gonna be like me being like, why'd you do that? Oh, play the gunshot. You know, and it's just no sound.
Oh no, they'll get the gunshot.
So the sound effects are for sure.
Sound effects are for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good news.
Yeah. Don't worry. It's gonna be fine.
Let me get a reload. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes the sound goes out the whole time. You know?
Oh, like sometimes you keep it?
No, just sometimes they can't even hear us. And you get what you get. It's inconsistent. It's a brand.
That'd be wild to drop this with no audio.
Yeah.
You know how much you would have to like us to watch an hour of us just on mute?
They gonna try it.
We've been doing some pretty animated stuff, you know.
Yeah.
You said that you were only doing it inside, but I think we were moving around a lot today.
Moving around.
I think you're warming up to it.
Patrick, what's your favorite color sky?
Damn, that's a great question. You want me to say like the color or like the type of sky?
However you feel, you can describe it by color.
I call it the ice cream sky. It's like not necessarily during sunset, but it's still wrapped into sunset.
Okay.
Because sunset is all about the sun itself. Everybody's like, oh, orange, awesome, right? Mm-hmm. But then when it's gone, you get the pinks, the oranges, the light blues, the purples, and it gets all ice creamy.
Yeah.
I like that more than the crazy oranges and reds of the sunset. You know what's underrated?
What?
Sunrise. Sunrise be mid. You know, it's all about like, oh, it's dark, and then the light comes out. But color-wise, that might have been disrespectful. I wouldn't say the sunrise is mid. I'm just saying it's not the coolest.
Yeah.
What about you? Favorite sky?
I'm with you on the pinkish, purplish
ice cream sky.
Yeah. I say sherbet, but tomato.
Sherbet ice cream? Or is that like a?
I think sherbet's its own thing.
It's
I think
separate.
if you call ice cream sherbet,
there's no cream.
Ice cream would be offended. But if you called sherbet ice cream, sherbet would be like, heck yeah,
because it's like frozen fruit or something.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay. And honestly, like more sherbet looks like that than ice cream. So sherbet sky is more. I wasn't attached. I made it up just now, so it's not like I was just saying that my whole life, like ice cream sky.
Yeah.
But I think sherbet sky works a little better. I would say my second is just straight up blue, pastel. You know how sometimes it'd be a bunch of different blues? I like when it's just like one solid blue with like a little cloudage. And then thunderstorm cloud sky. That's kind of scary.
You like that?
Yeah, I was just in Miami, so it like went from...
Ooh,
it went
Miami
from like blue,
is real when it starts
thunderstorm immediately,
yeah.
And it was so cool because it was like if you look to the right, it was like all sunny skies. Then the middle was like a gray gradient type thing, and then it was just like Gotham City over here. It was crazy, but it looked cool. So that's my third.
Okay.
What's your top three?
I don't know if I got a top three. It's definitely not a thunderstorm though. I think I like a sky blue, just regular middle of the day sky. I'll throw that in there. I also like a night sky, no light pollution, Twilight. Stars, constellations. You know,
I didn't know that was an option. That's my third then. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Hey, it's kind of limitless,
Because black, that counts as a sky color. But, yeah, that's one of my favorite things to do is drive, like, or if I'm away from the city, the sky is just like, damn.
Yeah, there's a lot of light pollution in L.A. You don't get a lot of the stars.
That's why you got to go to like Joshua Tree or something like or Big Bear, and then it's just like, oh shit, you can see the Milky Way and everything. It's kind of scary.
Yeah,
kind of makes you want to go inside and turn the lights on.
Really?
It makes you feel real small. You never read Calvin and Hobbes?
Nah.
Oh. How old are you?
I'm 35.
Oh, okay. You were around Calvin and Hobbes days. You remember like the Funnies, Garfields?
I remember Garfield. I remember the Boondocks.
Oh, I didn't have that.
They would be around and then they'd get in trouble and then they'd like go away and then they'd come back and it'd be like, oh yeah, but like I don't know. In Atlanta we got the Boondocks.
Yeah, I remember those were. I only saw the individual strips of the Boondocks because it was part of like damn, I sound like a freaking dinosaur. It was part of the Sunday paper.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about.
No, so the popular ones.
You talking about like a Garfield book?
They got spun off into like what they were called treasuries. And I had a grip of them. I had Garfield. Calvin and Hobbes was my main thing. And then there was another one called Foxtrot. It was like this dude. You ever heard of Foxtrot? It was like a blonde dude with these glasses, and he had like this family. It was fucking funny. But yeah, they had like these giant
volumes of all collections of all the comics.
Volumes. Yeah. There it is. Calvin and Hobbes were called treasuries.
So wait, y'all ain't like superheroes? Why y'all even going to that?
Oh, I didn't like comics.
You didn't like comics?
Nah.
I mean, that counts.
What?
That's a comic.
No, for sure. Comic strips, yeah. I didn't like...
You like comic strips, but you don't like comics?
It felt like it was before my time. My dad had like old like Black Panther and like all these crazy things, and it was just like, I don't know what it was. I think at the time the art was a little... I don't know. It was like the art was a little weird to me. Like it was like the hyper violence and stuff. Whereas like
you don't like seeing muscular people in spandex. and you see their whole leg muscle. You don't like that?
I love
How you gonna know
superheroes.
what a leg muscle looks like if you don't stare at Superman's thigh?
I liked superheroes, but I didn't like comic books. And by that time, like X-Men the cartoon was out, Batman the animated series, so I would just watch the moving version.
But then you can't, because you got to get mad at that. You got to watch that and be like, that ain't even really how it went.
You know, I didn't want to be that guy
like
either.
this. You know what I mean?
I didn't want to be that guy.
Wolverine didn't even have on blue. He had on burgundy at the time.
I told myself I didn't want to be that person because I remember I used to watch the Harry Potter books. Mm-hmm. Watch them. I used to read the Harry Potter books.
Okay.
And
I believe you.
There was like a couple of there's a couple things that I had to read in school, and then it would turn into a movie. The only book that I ever read, and I had a version in my head that the movie kept up with, was Holes.
Okay.
Every other stuff is like Harry Potter. Mm-hmm. If it's like a sci-fi or like a magical thing, you're gonna think of the best shit ever in your head, and then the movie's never gonna compare to it because you thought of the ideal version. So you'll be like, man, that's not even what I thought of. Like, how are they supposed to know? So once a couple Harry Potter movies came out, and I was just like, it's so much better that in my head, I just started just watching the movies. Because I didn't want to be I wanted to just watch a superhero movie and be surprised and be like, I like it or I don't like it. I didn't want to be like, well, actually, in the comic book, they weren't even in New York. They were in outer space. Because then my producer head takes over and it's just like, how would you even film that? Of course they brought it down to earth.
I got you.
There's like a lot of like things that we were like, okay, well, we can't have Silver Surfer fighting in the middle of the Milky Way, so let's put him in a forest in Big Bear. And then if you watch the comic, you're like, that ain't even, why didn't they go to the Milky Way? It's just like, I get it. I understand. I just want to see cool stuff and then talk to people like you and be like, oh, that's not how it was?
I mean, I'm not a comic guy. Like, I ain't have a lot of comics, but I do respect that there's already, like, I'll read about it. I'll watch a doc. I'll, like, watch somebody who got into all the comic stuff, recap, and, you know.
So you're not really reading either?
No.
You're just watching stuff.
I'm just like, yo, but how did they do it? Yeah.
I started doing that a lot, too. I love watching people break stuff down. Like, I'll watch a movie on Netflix or something and then go to Ending Explained on YouTube. Yeah. Because I be missing so much stuff.
There's so much stuff and it's weird how the internet just catches stuff that you would have to watch over and over and again back in the day to get.
Yeah. Like, there are people who were, when the Super Mario Bros. Trailer came out for the movie, there were people who were, like, pausing it and being like, over here in this corner, this Koopa got a damn Wario necklace on. I think that we're getting a Wario movie. And I was just like, nigga, they didn't even want us to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That was tight.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of the other one that, you ever heard of Haunting on Hill House?
No.
Do you watch scary stuff?
A little bit.
There's a really, really good series on Netflix. It's called Haunting of Hill House, and it's about a group of kids, 5 kids that grew up in a haunted house, and it goes back and forth between their childhood when they were seeing ghosts and them as adults and how that affected them, and like they end up. Yeah, it's so good, but there's so many Easter eggs, and there's a series that spun off from that called Bly Manor. And, like, there's just the breakdown videos are so crazy because they'll pause it and they'll be like, look at this shadow in the back. There's a ghost. And there's, like, 100 ghosts in the background that you just got to find. I watched it 3 times. I haven't even really seen all of them. But I'll watch the videos of them, like, breaking it down and stuff. And I'm just like, damn, these Easter eggs are deep. I love shit like that.
Okay.
That's just dope.
Patrick Cloud, thanks for coming on the Inconsistent Podcast with Rob Haze. Anything you want to tell the people? Anything you want to leave them with?
This was fun. I really hope he keeps all the sounds and music.
I'm keeping it. Yo.
I want you to get your channel taken away, though, you know? So whatever you got to do.
Yo, take it. Take it. I don't need it.
Inconsistent
I'll start a new channel somewhere else, yo.
No, I'm glad I came. I'm glad I saw it. It's clearly not a shtick. He's really like this, guys.
Come
it's cool.
on.
It's very, very cool. And I'm just excited about this, man. This is. I always wanted a soundboard for my Twitch.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's a lot of people who have like cool little sounds and they could change their voice. So this was inspiring, man.
Yeah, man. This ain't even none of that. You can get that. I believe in you.
Oh, that's cool. You have to use the music for this part, right? Well, I guess you don't have to.
You don't have to.
I'd look crazy right now. I'm okay with that. Hey, that's the coolest part. The echo out.
Yeah.
Are you pressing echo and then turning the volume down?
Yeah, no, I'm not turning the volume down. I'm hitting the chaos pad all the way to the side.
Chaos pad.
While I'm also, turning it off.
Lit. This was dope, man. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for requesting me too, audience.
Yeah. Thanks for requesting. Patrick Cloud, y'all been asking for people, I didn't know if we was going to be able to do this, but we ended up doing it. Yeah.
Got it together, man. Thanks for the invite. Oh, you don't be signing out?
I did.
Oh. Bye, guys.